Hey everyone, stick with us versus herd. If you made money today, comment below, got paid. If you lost money today, comment below, learned a lesson. And if you could do me a big favor, hit the like button, give me a thumbs up for this video. Helps me out with the YouTube algo. If you want to join us live in the mornings for some live options trading, I go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below to the Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. So today was a pretty wild ride. Right now, after hours, stocks are continuing to sell off. Today on SPY, going into tomorrow, kind of what the game plan is. And I told you guys this morning what my game plan was, but SPY just fell apart late in the afternoon, just took a huge dump. My main thing that I was looking at was Qs. Now take a look at Qs. Qs today was opened up right at the 50-day, right around the 50-day, and I was telling you, okay, what happens today is going to be extremely important. Are we going to push above the 50-day? Are we going to come down below the 50-day? What is going to happen? Are we going to chop and then push back up, or are we going to drop way down? And apparently we're dropping way down. So it looks like we are officially, there is a bear trend happening right now. Yes, we did drop after we got a bit extended, but what was it doing last week? It was just kind of going up and down using the 50-day as support, and it could have easily, the Qs could have easily popped up to like the 300, 290 area, but instead it decided to come under the 50-day and is now using that as resistance. As for SPY, and SPY couldn't even make it up to the 50-day. So SPY tried to, and it got double topped out here around 331, ripped down to 322, and now, 200-day, it's very possible we could be hitting the 200-day in here, which is 310, which is, there is some support down here. There are buyers down in here. So we'll see what happens if this comes back down to 310. Right now, it's at 322. Mostly tech is kind of dropping after hours. Apple getting messed up after hours. I mean, it's down to 106. It went below 106 just a few minutes ago. By the time you watch this video, I don't know what price we're going to be at. But Apple, look at what Apple did. So Apple, same thing. It was sitting right above the 50-day. It was trying to get above. Yesterday, it was above the 50-day. And then today, got smacked down and looks like we're heading lower. Probably going to be testing the 103, 102 range again on Apple. I mean, this is crazy. And what is the catalyst? What's going on here? I mean, stocks are just falling out for no reason. Apple's just selling off. I mean, I know that Apple had quite a bit of FOMO. The only thing that's really happening is coronavirus cases are stacking up in a lot of states, such as Wisconsin and even in the UK. Coronavirus cases are going back to pandemic levels, or when the pandemic started. We're technically still in the pandemic. So, it's just a wild time. We just went up so quick. There was all this FOMO to buy the shares, and now I think a lot of those people are bailing. You can still if you missed the stock split, you can still buy 4 shares. You can still buy 5 shares, whatever you want to buy. Same with Tesla. I mean, Tesla, looking at this chart, I mean, Tesla is still pretty bullish, right? It's coming down. It came down to the 50-day, got bought back up to 450 due to battery day. But battery day was a disappointment, topped out at 450 and just is struggling. It's just struggling, and it is currently at 367 after hours. I mean, you could definitely touch the 50-day, could even open up below the 50-day tomorrow. Some stocks that were moving pretty well today was Zoom pushed up to 529 even, and then sold off pretty much all day long. Now Zoom did a whole lot better than Docu, but Zoom got pretty extended from the 10-day. I definitely think it could come back down to 460, 450 area. I don't know if it's going to come all the way back down to here to the 430 area, but it absolutely could. I think that with the market selling off, I mean, the only reason why this might be potentially going up is because of coronavirus fears. Another one is Peloton. Coronavirus safe stock as well, has been going off amid selling off, but it got stopped out again up around the 98, 100 area, close at 95. It did close green, but could come back down into the 90, 88 area. You know, still pretty bullish. So you want to be careful if the coronavirus starts pumping, the coronavirus safe stocks might catch a wave and start pushing up. You know, Docusign as well today. Docusign pushed up, and it's been pushing up the last few days. Came up to 219, but eventually closed red. On Docusign. Now, Docusign, unlike Peloton and Zoom, does not look that bullish. You know, it's basically been consolidating right here around 210, pinging between 190 and 210. So about a $20 range. You know, I've been watching it. You know, it's dipped way down, but then it came back up. And today it hit 220, got stopped out, and got rejected. It's at 211. So, you know, are we crashing? It's hard to say. You know, it's really hard to say. But what you do know, what's happening right now is SPY below the 50-day, Qs are below the 50-day. So that is definitely not bullish. You know, Boeing obviously got obliterated today. It was down another $5. It's down to 151. It's just cruising down. 200-day moving average just going straight to the ground. JP Morgan down to 92. They're ending up having to pay a $1 billion fine into trading after the U.S. investigated trading practices. So what's interesting about this is it says, while JP Morgan may be forced to admit wrongdoing in the settlement, the deal isn't expected to result in business restrictions on other areas of the firm. So, like, they're getting in trouble, but they're not going to have any restrictions. Like, I kind of feel like they're a little bit above the law. That, you know, like if the government said, "Hey, Nick, you can't do this anymore," and we're most likely going to allow you not to do that anymore. But for JP Morgan, they're saying, "Hey, don't do that anymore, and we're not going to put any restrictions onto you so that you don't do it again." I mean, they're probably going to do it again. Let's be honest. You know, let's be honest. But JP Morgan, the banks have definitely been struggling. They're back down here at support levels. Again, they've been below the 200-day. Now they're definitely below the 50-day. Everything's just trending down. You know, everything's just trending down. And JP Morgan actually never really recovered. Goldman Sachs never, you know, it did the best because of its trading revenues, but really hasn't recovered. It just came back to 200, and then now it's getting stopped out. So it appears that we are definitely getting another leg down. Even Nvidia today, still bullish, but Nvidia sold all the way down to 483. You know, it's still above the 50-day, so it could still put in some work. There still has upside potential, but right now, like for me, I'm trading with caution. I just don't want to go. I don't want to go full bull. I don't want to go full bear either, because you know this chart is still very bullish if you're looking at Nvidia. So even though we're turning down a lot of areas, there are still a lot of bullish patterns. A lot of still bullish stocks like Nvidia, Zoom, Peloton, those are all bullish stocks. But if you look at like Microsoft has, out of a lot of the tech stocks, has been struggling the most. I mean, it was the first one to be under the 50-day, and it just can't get up. And it's, as you can see, we're just kind of coasting down. You know, it made a high here at 215, then it made another high here at 210, then it made another high here at 208. What's the next high? 200, 205, maybe it bounces to 205, comes back down. You know, that's the situation we're at right now. And I know that, you know, mentally we were trained just to kind of ride the 10-day up, just kind of relax, ride the 10-day up. We're having bullish momentum. But now trading is getting a little bit more complicated, where you actually have to pay attention, kind of like what's going on. You can't just buy a call and leave it. Sure, you could maybe just buy a put and leave it, but the forces that be want to see the stock market go up. So I don't know if there's going to be anything that's going to be happening with the stimulus. There's a lot that's going on with the coronavirus aid. I'm not going to go through all that right now, but look it up. Jay Powell did testify for 2 days straight regarding the coronavirus aid. He said that more stimulus was needed, but we're probably at a deadlock for stimulus. We're probably not getting it. You know, Google, I was looking at Google. Google's been doing so bad, they're all the way down to the 200-day moving average. If this cracks right here, we are in trouble. Google is in trouble, you know, and it's also one of the first ones to crack below the 50-day. I mean, its recovery has been super, super choppy, and now it's going below the 200-day. So We're going to kind of see what happens. Just pay attention to these levels. If you watch this video to the end, comment, watch to the end, hit the like button. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.